built for war, and we are doing the Solitaire version down here. We're going to give you a little drop in because I just started this game, and this might be where this game shines above and beyond what I just played. I mean, it's always good to play on live player, but this Solitaire version I'm really excited about, and I just started it. I just get into it. Now, the thing it is with the Solitaire game, we can use all four nations. We could use this game for what it's meant for. And instead of each player having their own, this is really good. I mean, I don't know who, Mr. B Games and old Travis Meredith. I'm going to find out what other games Travis makes because he makes good games. Oh, this is really good. Simple but great. All right. So I got my player card. I'm going to be the U.S. this time. One thing I did notice though is everybody else kind of gets to choose their tank. They got like 4 or 5 models, and I got to go with this one, which is all right. I mean, there isn't much of a difference. I mean, they're all ones, but there's different tanks. I'd have to pick up the cards and see. Let me see here. A Matilda as opposed to an Achilles. Oh yeah. I don't know how you get these these higher tanks. I'll have to see there, but yeah, he's a lot better. Huh. But anyway, these are the tanks we start off with, which is good because it would have been a total mismatch. And for some reason, I don't draw my tank card; they draw theirs. We had to roll for them, and these are the tanks they come out with. As a matter of fact, uh, we had to roll for seniority on the. Just find out where their card is here at the very end. And I don't know how this comes into play yet, but I rolled for each country to find out their difficulty level. And you can see here on their die, each one rolled a 5. And a 5 is a field marshal. So I got my work cut out for me in my first solo game. That's good. Let's go for it. I love it. I like the fact that we got different model tanks. You know, nobody's the same. Also, we're down here with our initiative. And the German players got the top initiative, followed by the British, Soviets, and the U.S. is the last in initiative. All right, well, I went ahead and followed the procedures on, play game sequence of play. And here's the amount of action cards we draw out. There's 4 players plus 2, so we'll get 6 of those to start off with. Other things you don't have is doctrine for anybody but yourself. Oh, let's see. Well, anyway, we're going along in this game here, and it was a German player's turn on the AI. I had to go through some procedures to get to this. There's all kinds of criteria, but it came down to the fact that they're going to fire their cannon. They're going to fire their cannon at the player with the lowest armor rating. Makes sense, and that is me. Now, another thing that we're going to do is he's got a better initiative than I have. But if you're stacked together, and this is key, and the old Travis comes through again. I mean, I love this game. I'm thinking to myself, oh, shoot. I'm going to go for my second number when he fires at me. Oh, as a matter of fact, he's rolled a modified 4 for his fire. It was a 3. He got a +1 for his tank. You go over here and look at the German tank, and underneath that second symbol is cannon fire. You add a 1 to your die roll. But now it says flanking. He should flank me because he has more initiative. But it does say down here, in order to flank, the active player's initiative must be higher than the defender's initiative. Being on the same initiative location is not sufficient to flank, so that helps me out a lot. I thought, oh, shoot, I'm going to get hammered here. So I'm going to go ahead and with it. We will not use this first number. We'll get to add 3 to our die roll. As U.S. player, we got to beat a 4. +3 for our armor. There you go. That's what we're talking about. So that one just binged right off of us. Let me see where we're at in this game. That would be it for the. This is my objective card. You can see everybody starts out with one. I guess a support card. The British player has a major objective. The German player has mechanized infantry as their support. And the Soviet player has mortar as their support. My support is I have a minor objective, so that's how we started out the game. I guess that's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and get on with my play here. I got some other stuff to do too, but I just wanted to give you a little drop in on the game. I'll give you a drop in a little bit later if I get a chance to play more turns. But yeah, like I said, I'm having a sneaky feeling this is where this game's going to shine. And I won't play it no more like I played in the prior video. I mean, this is a solitaire version. I think it's really good. They got some really good AI mechanics, and they even say, you know, it's not perfect, but if they make bonehead moves, you know, jump on it. I mean, it's almost the same as playing an opponent, like if somebody was playing me at Command and Colors. So, all right, we'll be back. All right, ready for some Built for War Solitaire version. And this game here, if you watch my other video, you've seen what the multiplayer, a little bit of a multiplayer type game it can be, but the game changes dramatically. And I don't know if I wanted to say it's really brought into its own with the Solitaire version, but when you buy the Solitaire expansion, what you really get is a big old set of cards here. Oop. This isn't going to be as easy as I thought. But anyway, these two decks combined is what makes up your Solitaire game. And it really, like I said, I think brings the game into its own. I mean, it's fun. It's always, like I said earlier, better to play with an opponent. But, oh, this is a really good Solitaire game. We're getting ready to dive into it. And I'm trying to get everything set up here for a Solitaire game. You need a lot of room. So we're going to do that here in a second. But the first thing I want to show you is how the concept. You can read all this if you want. But, yeah, you get your 60 AI cards, and I guess your smaller deck would be your tank cards, and these are all different tanks. And like I said, the Solitaire game is compared to the regular game, 100% different, totally different either way. Here's your cards here. You got your British, you got your Germans, you got your Russians, and lastly you got your Americans. And I think, you know, from playing both versions, I like the Solitaire version better. I mean, like I said, it's always good to play with a human opponent, but this here really expands the game, and it's into its own. But we're setting up the game here right now, and I gotta be a little bit quiet because the girlfriend's working upstairs. But oh, and another thing, I got the old noise-making computer shut down. I didn't know it was that loud when I was recording, you know, on the last video, but obviously it was, because I could hardly hear myself over it. Yeah, there ain't a gerbil and a little turnstile in there. It's just I think it must be dirty or something needs to be worked on, so we'll get that sucker all straightened out. But let's go ahead and get ready for the setup. All right, it says decides which nations will be controlled by the AI. We're going to play all three nations, and that's another thing about this game, is it really isn't it says Built for War. Design, build, and destroy World War II tanks. And that's basically what it is, because it's kind of an arena concept where every nation's got its own tanks, and it ain't the U.S., Russians, and British against the Germans. It's every man for himself. So it's kind of that deal. We're all sitting around a table designing our tanks, and may the best man win, and in the form of a game. All right, so what we're going to do here is decide the difficulty level for each AI player. So we'll go ahead and do it this way. We'll roll. We're going to be the U.S., so we'll take their chip out. But we'll roll for the German difficulty first. And you can see here what happens. We will say, let me see. Roll the die. I guess a 5 or a 6 will be a field marshal, since we have a 6-sided die. So first roll for the Germans, 5 or 6 will be a field marshal. 2. So we're dealing with a colonel for the German player. And the last game I played, they were all field marshals. I rolled all 5s. So I was up against 5 field marshals. The only thing is, lately here, and that's why I haven't posted any videos, I've been working 14-hour days. And I forgot to mark where I was in a game, in a solo game, and I think I was up to the last season. But I couldn't finish it, but I didn't know whose turn it was, so I just decided it's time to make a video and show you the Solitaire AI aspect of Built for War. Alright, next we'll roll for the British. 4. and he is a general. So we'll put that up there. And last but not least, for the Soviet player, ooh, we got us a big old Marshal. That'll come into play here a little bit later. All right, I'm try to set this game up real quick. Now I want to pick the tanks. Shuffle the AI deck. Let me get this set up real quick. We got it already shuffled. And another thing I want to mention is that when you do play this solo, you need a lot of room. You need a lot of room for these cards. Because like I said, it's kind of like a Fields of Fire type deal where you have your objectives and your support units with your tank. And it can really take up a bunch of room. So, shuffle the AI deck. Place the AI control VP and individual disc on the main board in their normal locations. All right. We will do it this way. For the victory points, they all start at 0, but we do have a hierarchy when it comes to initiative. I want to get that set up. I want to get the tanks on here, though. I'm trying to find out where the tank is. Determine a starting tank for each player. Roll 2 dice and then sum the... Okay, that's how you do that. I forgot all about that. Let me just show you how you do that then. We'll roll 2 dice for the British. Their tanks up first. The 5. You look underneath here, underneath the year 42, and here's a tank right here on top. Let me make sure there should only be one for the British. Under 42, it should be only 1-5. So there you go. On there, we're getting later models here. There's a 5, but it's for 43. That's 42 now. So that is how you pick your tank card. All right, so here you go. Starting tank for the British. Oh, put him up here. And to signify him and his rank, we'll put the dice up here so it keeps us reminding us that they are a general for the British. All right, we'll put their initiative disc here. Now let's roll for the Germans. 12. Oof. A 12 in 1942. Until we get to the 12. Under the 1942. There you go. It will be a... Ooh, Panzer III. Okay, alright. So we'll go up here. And German player will be fighting. Will be a major. So we'll put that 2 up here to keep us and remind us that it's a major. I'll put his one over there on the initiative track. Next will be rolling for the Russian player. His tank determination will be a 7. Alright, it's going down here. Get these all out of the way. 7 for 1942. Oh, here we go. It will be a T-34. So it starts them out. They have you all set up to where you start out basically. Alright, now he is a Field Marshal. And we're going to spread these out more because they're going to need a lot more room. But we're going to start them out this way. Now for our initiative hierarchy, we'll go to the setup page. Alright, place the remaining disc on the initiative track on the main board, 1 space. Following order. Germany goes first. UK. Alright, sorry about that. I hit my maximum recording reach. Don't know what that means. But where we left off at is our initiative order. Germany, UK, Russia, US. So it'll be like this. It'll be US on the bottom. Germany, UK, Soviets. So here it shows you the initiative order to begin with. And we don't have anybody on the score yet. On my card here, I'll start your weight at 0. Put your disc there. And I took this doctrine for the US, and that is add a 6-sided dice roll to the weight allowance. So in other words, if we'll take just any card. Ooh, if the weight allowance is here, if it's 8, it means let me put this on over here. The weight allowance for this action is 8. All right, so that means I'd make it if my tank only weighs a 5. But if my tank weighs more than 8, I'd get a penalty. So what I will do with this doctrine is roll 1 die and add 2 to the 8s. Instead of an 8, I would make that a 10. And if my tank weighed a 9, I'd be able to use it without a malfunction. That is that how that works. Alrighty. Alright, we're getting the game set up here. Let's find out what else we do for the AI. Be right back. Alright, and after we get done determining the tank, it says place this tank card face up in a play area. Place a number of tank kill tiles equal to the card matching. So here the Soviet player gets 4 tank kill tiles. So he's starting off with a definite advantage. So now I do it this way. I just put him on the card on top right there. We'll move him over here because he's going to need a lot of room. He's got all kinds of stuff he's going to do. Alright, tank kill tiles is 2 for the AI Soviet player. Put him kind of right here. And last but not least, 3 tank kill tiles. And these count towards victory points at the end. The more tiles you got. So here you go. We'll put him right here. Well, let's do it more like this. Room here for me. We can bring this down a little bit more. Oh, trying to get this set up the right way. Alright, draw 1 support card for each AI player and face up next to the AI's player starting tank. This is where it gets kind of complicated. We'll get first support card will be for the British, and they will have a minor objective. Support card for the German, they get infantry, they get a unit for their support. Alright, kind of matches up. Last but not least, another minor objective for the Soviet player. It's like a bunch of Soviet infantry in their minor objective. Alright. Now, what do we got? Replace the nation's AI tank card. Do not shuffle these cards. AI does not use player boards. Yep, that's all they use. I still use my player board. As a matter of fact, we have to get the card or the chits, so we do this just like we did in the player game. Use the 1942, 43 colored chits. You can see they're all colored here the same way. And in 1944, we'll switch to the more advanced chits. There you go. Alright, now I get 6 of these. So let's pull out 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's back into the pile. And I played my hand normally like we did during the multiplayer learn through that we did earlier. But the way they have the AI go is really cool. It's really nice. Alright, I think we're getting ready to start up here. I mean, look here, research and build. AI players do not research or build. AI players skip this phase. Human players do. So when we start off, I'll decide whether I want to research combat actions and everything else. I'm going to take a little break here, make sure I got everything ready. Alright, sorry about that. For some reason I've got a storage issue. But, like I said, I got colored dice for each nation. Now, down here when I roll them, I had something fall off my shelf and really nick up my old battle box. But these are our die roll modifiers for the attacker and defender. When you roll a dice, you'll add whatever number this is to the roll. Alright, we're getting ready to fire up this solo game. We're going to take a break here. Well, let's go ahead. These guys all on number 1 initiative. Or they get placed on a 0. Let me see this here real quick. For war. Quality game. Love the components and everything. This is a really good game here. Let me see. Each player nation plays blah, 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 blah. And on the initiative track and main board on the 1 space. Okay. We're good. Getting ready to fire up this game. Solitaire version. Like I said, this is where Built for War really comes into its own. It was really good with the multiplayer game, but for a solo aspect, 2 thumbs up. Be right back. Alright. Storage issue solved. I forgot to erase my last episode and all the little segments involved. We're getting ready to go here, but we forgot to give ourselves some tank kill tiles. Now, it does say -3 here. I don't know what that means, but it does say in our other game that ooh, each player places 2 tank kill tiles for the regular game. So we'll go ahead and give us 2 tank kill tiles. Like I said, these are, whenever you see this victory symbol, these all count for victory points. So when you get support units destroyed, you get a victory point. All these things all count for victory points for each player. This is the way my board, I'm sorry about the bad camera work last time. I gotta remember, it's not all about me. People are trying to watch, and sometimes I forget about that and go on with doing things without showing you what I'm doing. Trying to keep all that in mind. All right, I think we're ready to go. We've got this all set up. Everybody's set. German player starts out with the initiative. The initiative is really big in this game, so you want to make sure you're the first person to go or have the initiative. I'm looking around. Everything's check, check, and check. Let's fire it on up. First thing we always do in this game is, well, don't have it here. Oh, yeah. Is a research and build. And that'll be my human player option. And like I said, they don't really give me advanced cards, but these guys don't get to research and build, I do. So it's kind of a give and take where he'll get different cards with reinforcements. And that's another thing about this. I have a kind of a question about that. We'll get there when we draw the card, but sometimes it draws another tank card. And I don't know if I should add another tank, but then I don't have any rules in play for playing multiple tanks per side. So I just switch out the card and modernize it. Alright, so here's my options for, and you really need to be good on this because, man, those AI players are set. Like I said last time, I was playing all field marshals. This time it'll be a little bit more even, I guess. Into your tank, dazzle camo. Discard, remove all damage. May draw 1 action card. Discard, take reroll armor. Yeah, we'll take this one right away. This will be the first thing I research is my thicker armor. So unfortunately, I won't get that until next turn, until next season. We were researching that in the spring of 1942. Hold on a second. Alright, technology tiles in place. And you don't really have to do this because we're not playing anybody. You can flip everything over, but I'll just keep it that way. Alright, that'll be my research and build. Alright, they don't research and build, the AI don't. So now this is where the AI comes into effect. First player will be the German. He is starting off with the Panzer III tank that weighs 8. Ain't a bad weight. His support is draw 3 cards. When he gets support, plays 1. His cannon fires a +2 modifier. Machine guns +1 modifier. He has 2 blitz initiatives. This is a turret initiative. This helps move your turret quickly. This is your blitz. And this is your armor. He's starting off with a 5 armor. If you're shooting him head on, if you can get a flank, it'll be a 3 shot. Unfortunately, for me, he's got the initiative. So if he fires at me, he'll be flanking me. Alright, let's see what they do. Here's how you do the AI. You pick these AI cards, and here's what you do. You draw it on over. Oh, this one's got a couple things that we're going to be doing. It's got reinforcements, so the German player is going to be getting reinforcements on his first turn. But on his first turn, he gets... Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to supply the support deck. Alright, hold on a second. We're going to need a lot more room here. A lot more room here. Alright, it's the same way as in a multiplayer game. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 players, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you add 2. 1, 2. Now what I do is I line them up according to weight. So this one here is a freebie. I've determined this, I don't know if you can see it here, as being a freebie. It's a wild card. So I put this one, and I might be wrong, put that up there. And then we'll go to the lightest card first. Here's another freebie. Put them up here. And now we go to light cards, or heavy cards. The ones you could most likely use. The highest one here is an 8. Then we got some 4s. and 2s. And the weight is key to how you can play these cards. You can't use all these cards without penalty. You got to be underweight. So this one's unlimited weight, unlimited weight. To use this card, you got to have your tank weighing 4 or less. My tank weighs a 5. British tank is 7. See what I'm seeing? See what I'm talking about here? He's the heaviest tank's Russian at 9. Alright. That's what you do. The first thing he wants to do is use the support. You can see here we do have a support. He can use that. It's unlimited. He meets the weight requirement. He will definitely be using support. Now let's hold on a second here because there is another aspect I want to check out here real quick. Be right back. Alright, when selecting an action card, the AI will select a burn trend card that matches requirements. Alright, he does have a burn trend card, but it doesn't match the requirements because it's a 4 weight, and he weighs 8. So that would have been my first option. I can't do that, so I'll definitely go to the support card first. You can have that happen. I'll show you how to play that card in a second. We gotta take a break. Alright, before we carry on here, I'm going to make a couple notes. Number one, we need to restock at the end of the turn, since there are no human players to switch tiles with. I always want to make sure we have our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And grab one from the pile. Make 6. Also, when it comes to the AI turn, his first and foremost draw will be the tank burn trend wild card. Well, you can't do that, then we start going down here on the list of priorities. In this case, he was able to meet his first priority, which would be support. It's unlimited weight. The reason he couldn't take this burn track card is because it was a maximum weight of 4. His tank is 8. It would have caused his blitz to malfunction. So that is why we do that. Alright, now for support. It says that we draw 2 support cards and keep 1. But on a German player, his special ability is draw 3 cards, play 1. So we'll draw 3. 1, 2. And last one will be 3. Alright, they give you a list here, priorities, when it comes to support cards. But, let me get this here. Oh, a player aid, determining combat action. Oh, support cards. Select target support cards in the following order. Major objective, no. These are all just units. Special forces, we don't have no special forces. Airborne, nope. Mechanized infantry, nope. Infantry, nope. Rocket artillery, nope. Anti-tank gun, nope. Machine gun, yes, so we'll take this one. Next will be, sorry about the glare, cavalry, and we'll take cavalry. Oh, no, oops, sorry. It says draw 3, only play 1, so machine gun will be the one we take. These 2 go back on the support pile. So that will be his turn. So now he will have, as a German player, machine gun unit. Adds 3 to his any machine gun roll. An infantry, which adds 1 to his machine gun roll and 1 to his turret roll. There's his basic numbers. Alright, see, there we go. He's done. Support card goes into this discard pile. This AI card, we put that down here. Now also, what we forgot, see the reinforcements. Alright, his rank as a German player is 2. So let's see what we do here about his reinforcements. I think those 4 means anything less than a general, he gets it. So let's see here real quick. Oh, after informing its actions. Let's see if we can do better here. The eye card shows a number of reinforcement stars that are less than or equal to their difficulty for the player. They received reinforcements. Okay, let me read this again. Be right back. All right. Well, I'm interpreting this as to say that he needs a 4 or less card. And the reason I'm used to everybody getting their reinforcements, because like I said, they were all field marshals in the last game I played. But on this one, was him only being, well, what was he? He's a 2? Huh. I missed his dice up, did I? So he's only a major. So you definitely don't get the reinforcement. So according to the rule, he would have to have a 2-star or less to get the reinforcements. And it definitely helps. Like I said, last game, they're all field marshals and they just kept pouring them on in. So this guy won't get the reinforcement because he doesn't qualify. He's only a major. And these are field marshal reinforcements. So there you go. All right, sorry about that. Software updates. All right, that'll take care of the German player's turn. You can see he got himself some reinforcements. No combat. Next on the initiative will be the British player. We'll take his card. Put it next to the British player. And there he goes. First priority he has is to take this burnt tread card. But weight on it's a 4. His tank weighs a 7. So you can see this number here under weight. He won't be able to use that card, so he'll go for fire and machine guns. And fortunately for him, there's a free fire machine gun card. So he will do his first priority. Alright, let's see what we do here. Get the old player aid card. And fire machine guns. AI target units with the lowest defense. So we'll look under everybody's units here. And the, well, where's my card at? Oh, I do get a support card, and I must not have given myself one. Let me make sure I got everything here. I'll be right back. Alright, I forgot to give myself a support card, so there you go. He's going to shoot it to play with the lowest defense. And, I guess I'll have to shoot at units. So the player don't have units, he's only got objectives. So that doesn't represent any units to shoot at. The German player, though, his machine gun unit, an infantry unit. The infantry, though, was disqualified because it's got 2 defenses. He's only got 1. The only other candidate would be me. The new card I just drawn for my support is cavalry. I don't know about it, the United States having cavalry, but okay, I'll take it. So let's see what the next priority is. Fire machine guns. In the case of ties, select the unit from the support card priorities table below. Huh. Die roll. We'll spend initiative. Below. Okay, we'll look at this one here. We got a machine gun versus a cavalry. Who comes up first on the list? Machine gun. He'll fire them. Alright, so here's how you do this. Oh, it is the British player's turn. He's going to fire his machine guns. He's going to roll 1 die and add a 1 to the die roll. Alright, now if you have a support unit here, you can maybe add theirs, but that's all he's going to do. So we'll go down here. And the attacker's die roll will be modified by a 1. Alright, the defender. He's firing at the machine gun because they're higher priority than the cavalry, than my cavalry, so that's good. And they will defend with a 1. You look at their shield. So you go down here and we'll adjust their die to a 1. Alright, so it is the British player firing his machine guns. British will be the white die. It's a 2. Modified with a 1 is a 3. So now the, who is it he's shooting at? He's shooting at the German player's machine gun. German player die. Add 1 to the die roll, and he beats it. So the German player won't, what is it called? Disperse them, subvert, or what the fuck? Sorry about that. One of those markers, suppress. That's what it is. They won't suppress them. All right, so that'll take care of the British player's turn. We'll take this card here, put it over here, and he doesn't have no support. So all he did was fire his machine guns. Put that right there. That will take care of the British player's turn. Next on the list is the Soviet player. Over here, Soviet player with his T-34 tank will draw his card. And this game goes by quick, as you can see. Alright, now first thing he'll always want to do is get that Bertrand card. It weighs 4. His tank weighs 9. He can't do it without a malfunction. He will go to his priorities. And as you see, he gets units. And they're cheap units too. So he'll probably get that. So we'll go over here. Soviet player. Fire machine guns. Do we have a fire machine gun on here? No, we do not. His next option is Blitz. Do we have a Blitz on here that's underweight? None of these cards are going to be underweight. So we do have a Blitz card, but it weighs too much. It's a maximum 2 weight. Our tank weighs a 9. Alright, support. We don't even have a support card up here. So then he'll go back to the top one, which is fire machine guns. They don't have. They do have a Blitz card. Now in this second round, if you don't meet any of the criteria, you go back to this one. There's no machine gun card, but there's a Blitz card. We don't meet the weight, but in this case you skip it. So we'll definitely take the Blitz card. And I'll show you right here. If the AI cannot meet all requirements for the second AI card actions, repeat using the, oh wait, hold on. Oh, if the AI cannot take any of the 3 sections of the AI card, repeat above steps ignoring the weight limit requirement. So we couldn't do any of these. So we had to go to the second option, which was this option is not available. The Blitz is, but a penalty, so you can ignore the weights. That whittles it on down to using the Blitz card. Alright. So on the Blitz card for the AI player, after gaining initiatives, first thing he'll do is go for the initiatives. Alright, how many Blitz markers does he have? He has none on his support. And on his tank he has 3 Blitz markers. So there you go. He gets to raise his initiative, the Soviet player, by 3. Let's do that right now. He will take the lead in the initiative game. 1, 2, 3. See these little lightning bolts there? That's what that represents. So he has his 3 lightning bolts on his tank that he gains. And now, it'll say here, oh, after getting an initiative, AI will blitz an untrenched objective first before an entrenched one. Who's got objectives? He's got a minor objectives. German player has no objectives. Soviet player has objectives, but he won't be getting his own. And I have none, so he'll be going for the minor objective. Let's read further. Alright. He'll go for a 2-point objective before first. There's no 2-point objectives. So then what they mean by that is there's no peace signs. So some of these objective cards have 2 and 3 peace signs. I don't know about 3. I know they got 2. Alright, a multiplayer have eligible targets. Yeah, I will blitz a player with the most. Alright, so 3 multiple options for him. So he'll just go ahead and blitz this card, which means he'll grab this card. It'll go over here to the Soviet player. You can see how we're starting to get a little cluttered here, so we'll move him on over here. Alright. Is there any reinforcements? Yes, there is. But before we do that, see that shield on that minor objective card? That means he'll have to go down 1 to pay for the shield. So he's, instead of getting 4 initiative, he's only got 3. He'll go down 1. So that's how you get objectives. Alright, then he gained the objectives. That'll be it for his Blitz card. Now we'll go to his reinforcement. And he does meet the requirement. because he's a field marshal. So let's make sure we do that right. After performing a blitz action, the AI card shows the number of reinforcement stars that are less than or equal to his difficulty. Yeah, that's way less than, because he's a field marshal, so he will get a reinforcement. The reinforcement shows soldiers, reel, and deploy the top card for support. So there we go, built for war support card, and there you go. Now the thing with it is, hold on a second. All right, on this card here, you want to match this up since he's both got none but minor objectives. If there was a major objective, you want to entrench him there, but this is what you call entrenching. He could take this unit here, which is a mortar team, and look at all those things that they add to you. That's good down here. And when it comes to combat, you can either use their fire or add their fire to your combat, but we'll go ahead and entrench him onto a minor objective. Now, if he wants to take that objective, he's got to pay 2 shields instead of 1. This one is unoccupied by a unit. So there you go. That's how you do that. Blitz card. Back into the discard pile. AI card done for the Soviet player. Now it's my turn. I am last. And I have to figure out what I want to do on my combats. We'll be right back. Alright, we are back to continue with our Solitaire version of Built for War, and it is my turn. Let's get a little rundown though real quick. We got our British player with that 4, that little die. This is rank. I decided to put the die next to the units to help me out a little bit about who's what and where. But they've all had their turns, and the U.S. player is last on the initiative ladder. Alright, here I got 3 cards here. I got a turret card, burn tread card, or a fire cannon card. And that burn tread card is rated for a 4. My weight is a 5. So I miss it by 1. If I want to, I could use that card, but it'd give me a malfunction on whenever I decide to use it. That burn tread card's a wild card. But I do have a ace up my sleeve, and it is U.S. Doctrine. I add 1d6 to the weight allowance of that card. So if the card is a 4, I roll my U.S. dice, and now that weight is a 9, and I can easily afford it with my 5. So we'll use the burnt shred card. Now that it weighs 9 instead of 4 with my Doctrine, and select any action. And here we go. We'll go back here real quick, so some people might not have. There are 5 types of action cards. Support fire guns and all that good stuff. So we'll take any of those, and we'll take the blitz. So what we do with the blitz is count how many blitz symbols we have. And there ain't going to be many, but I got to get as many as I can. I think there's only 1 here. My support card, though, has 2. So I'm pretty sure I can add that with my blitz. Let's look back here. Underneath blitz. Count lightning bolts on. Count the number of lightning bolts on both the primary and secondary blitz technologies. Blah, 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 blah. Any blitz bonuses shown on support units are also added. So we got us 1 on my tank. That is it for that. 2, 3. So my initiative will go up. 1, 2, 3 to 4. So now I'll lead the pack on initiative, which is really important. Now I can start subtracting initiatives if I want to take somebody's objective. You can see here that the British player don't have any. I guess the Russian player took his. He don't have objectives, he's just got units. The Russian player, though, is objective rich. If I took his objective and lower my initiative, the number of shields, I wouldn't go after that one because that's 2 shields. I'd go after the one that's not got a unit entrenched with it. He's got a mortar entrenched with that. So you have to decide what you want to do on that there. It's really important to keep initiative, though. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and burn one initiative, putting me on top of the Russian player, and essentially give me the lead in initiative. Whoever's on top is the person that has initiative, and I will take his minor objective for myself, and I will take my cavalry and I will entrench it on my minor objective. So now if somebody wants to go after that objective, they got to pay -2 die rolls, 2 shields. Alright, that'll be my turn. And now, after my turn, I am in the lead, tied with the lead with the Russian player on initiative. That is the end of our turns. I was the last player. So now we will restock the action cards. Let me see here. 1, 2, there's 4, 5, and 6. If you want to go by weights, we got 2 wild cards here. So we'll go from the easiest to acquire to the hardest to acquire. A 12 weight, 8, 4, and 6. There's the weights of these cards. You can see. Oh, did I get that wrong? I sure did. Sorry about that. I was absent the day they taught math. But here you go. Get these all in order for you here. It's the hardest card to get there. Fire your cannons. 6 weight, 8, 12, and a couple wild cards, I guess is what that is. Alright, we'll move this to from spring into summer. And we'll start, of course, with the research and build. So I want to employ my... One thing I do want to do, I think we'll hold off on building. But Dazzle Camo, let's look under that real quick. Under technologies. Oh, early war technologies. Dazzle Camo. Oh, Dazzle Camo. Player firing on your tank during a fire cannon action loses 1 initiative. Oh. I don't know about all that. I want to give myself some initiative. I need some blitz markers. Ooh, there's a 7-2. Now you can replace that with them if you want, but Dazzle Camo. Man, I ain't got nothing to help my initiative. Draw 1 action. Discard. Let me be right back. Alright, I'm going to decide not to research any of these and to go ahead and build. On here you can see that is research or build. That's what it should be instead of research/build. So we'll go ahead and keep these all to research at a future date. And in my turn, on my second turn for the summer 42, we're going to improve our armor on our tank. Instead of 3-1, we'll double it. There you go. In case in the coming combats somebody wants to get frisky and fire on me, I may survive. And like I said, it is definitely a vulnerability, and it can definitely happen in this game. We just didn't have it happen in the first round. Alright, we still have our 6 chits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we didn't research, we built. And it is on to combat. And look who the first person is. It is the US player. It is me. So I get my pick out of all these cards here. What I want to do, I gotta keep that initiative up. That's one thing I want to do, definitely keep that initiative up. I think the upstairs lady is going on break. Might be lunchtime. Well, maybe not. I hear her talking to a customer. Alright, let's see here. Be right back. I'm going to study. Alright, we're back with the U.S. turn on Built for War on my second turn. And got a little buddy down here looking, what's the Oh, he's got his bony. He's just been so spoiled. When I'm gone for 14 hours, he don't like it. And when I'm back, he gets all happy. But I think for my turn, I'm going to go ahead and take the low-hanging fruit away from everybody else and pick the support card that has no weight requirement. And, well, no, we don't want to do that, do we? Let me see. We want to, I got that card mixed up with the initiative blitz card. We don't have any wild cards here. Oh, let me look on that chart real quick, if that'll increase my initiative. Ooh, chart. Did I cover up the chart? Yes, I did. Turn action player to increase their initiative by the amount equal to the total number of lightning bolts, primary, secondary turret. I only have one. There's no turret there. I don't know if that'd be worth it. So let me look. Ooh, maybe support will have to be what we end up doing. We'll take the low-hanging fruit support card. And for us, we will draw 2 cards. So here you go. Support card number 1. Ooh, engineers. Nice card. And support card number 2. Artillery. Oh, I guess we'll definitely take the engineer card. So I'll put the artillery card back. And we will get some nice engineers. We'll switch that out then as our entrenched unit. We're going to entrench the engineers in here with the minor objective. And we'll keep this unit here all by itself. So we got some cavalry supporting us. Our minor objective we have entrenched with engineers. That'll take care of my turn. Card over here. And next, underneath me is a Soviet player. Alright. Now the Soviet player will grab his card. What card will he get? Fire machine guns and no support criteria. We do have a fire machine gun card, but it weighs 6. His weight is 9. He won't do that one. There is no blitz card there. Fire cannon. There's a fire cannon card, but it is a 4. He has a 9 weight. So now we'll go back up to machine guns. And we'll take machine guns and just ignore the weight. So therefore, here are fire machine guns. Alright, who's he going to fire machine guns at? AI will fire targets with the lowest defense. So I believe it might be the German unit. Well, or my unit here. Alright. Our British player has no objectives or support. So the only one the Soviet player can fire at will be either me or the German player. We'll look on the priority list and see out of these units here who has priority. Now I do have engineers also with me. So what's going on here? Major objective special forces, none. Airborne, none. Mechanized infantry, none. Infantry, so that's the first one they'll fire at. Although they do have a... Oh, machine guns, target units with the lowest defense. So that takes the infantry out. So let's keep on going down the list. Rocket artillery, no. Anti-tank guns, no. Machine gun, we do have a machine gun. So I think he'll shoot at the machine gunners over my cavalry and engineers. So it will be the German player that gets targeted. Alright, we will have the Soviet dice. And his machine gun modifier will be... The series, which symbol you're looking for. That's a 1. Do we get to add? Oh, if the active player is firing using... Oh, okay. The active player is firing using their tank. Determines their firepower, roll 1 die. The active player either selects either their tank or a unit to fire their machine guns. Okay, not both. Neither tanks nor objective may be targeted. Okay, so we get a +1 on here, and I get a +1 there. So it doesn't make no difference. We'll fire our tank machine guns. We get a +1 on the die roll. So 5. The modified 1. Alright. Then we look at the unit we're firing on his machine guns, and they only have a 1 shield, so he'll get a +1 on his die roll. There you go. It's a tie. What's it say? The targeted player, blah, blah, blah. The firepower is greater, destroyed. The firepower is equal to the defense unit. The unit is suppressed, and then you'll take one of these suppressed markers, and we'll put it on his machine gun. Now, if he gets hit again with the suppress marker, he'll be eliminated, but the Soviet player does not get credit for destroying that unit. That would have been a victory point. Alright, that would be it. He fired his machine guns and did not destroy. He only suppressed. Alright, here we go here. That was the Soviet player's turn. We'll be back with the German player's response.